Hey, everybody. We are reporting live from the California Lodging Expo. I'm Glenn Hausman. That's Craig Sullivan. Craig, look at us. We're together in the same shot. How exciting is this?
Same shot, same room. We shared the same stage.
Yeah, hey, get closer to this mic over
We
here.
shared the stage.
There you go. I know, right?
Fun.
That was a whole lot of fun. So I want to thank everybody for watching this impromptu no vacancy click connect show
From the Clia Expo.
Yeah, live from the Clia Expo. All right. So before we get into it, Craig, it's a lot of fun being here. It was really fun being on stage, going back to back with you and doing panels.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we need to do that again somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe click 6.
Maybe click 6, maybe sooner. You never know.
You never know. All right. I'm going to bring in our guest. Why don't you introduce him?
We've got the one, the only Vino Nathraj. He is Senior Vice President at Nations Real Estate Advisors, the 1% brokerage firm. Vino, nice to see you. How have you been?
Fine, Craig. Thanks for having me on your show.
That's Glenn's show. I'm
no, we're co-branded today, baby. I got to tell you, though, normally we do our show Friday night audit together, so I'm uncomfortable doing any content with you where I'm not drunk.
That's right. That's right. Usually live shows involve alcohol.
Yeah, that's right.
Nathan.
Natson's Real Estate Advisors.
Sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So, Craig?
Tell us about your brokerage firm, and then I want to hear about this 1% fee. So,
well, Craig, it's Natson's Real Estate Advisors.
Okay.
I've been in the hotel brokerage for over 3 decades.
Yep.
And in the old days, I worked with the FDIC and the RTC and many lenders.
That's right.
Trying to do mortgages in the pool and selling lender-owned properties.
Yep.
I've decided to go with a 1% brokerage fee for a few reasons.
Yep.
And that's one of the lowest fee. In the old days, we used to get 5 and 6% fees.
Right.
And I remember doing a transaction for 500,000, getting 6% fees. But what happened is in the old days, when I had to do my research,
right,
I had to go to the city hall to do the research. If I went to a wrong department, I spent the whole day. And I don't know if you guys happen to recall the payphone.
Yes.
Of course I do.
And the beeper.
Yeah.
So most times when the time somebody beeped me, I'd pull up, and I'm always hassling somebody who's not using the phone, but holding the phone like he or she's using it, and had to wait for hours. So technology has made our life very easy.
Yeah.
Now, I myself, we've owned hotels.
Right.
We've built hotels, we've managed hotels, and I feel the pain of the hoteliers.
Right.
Today, they are facing diminished returns due to creeping amenity costs.
Yep.
Sometimes when they want to exit the brands, they're also facing liquidated damages,
Right.
which further diminishes the returns. And then when they want to exit the property, most brokers are charging anything between 3 to 5%. That's adding an extra salt to the wound.
Right.
So what I've decided is, with my kind of experience, my kind of track record, why don't I come up with a 1% brokerage fee? And I've also joined association with a national brokerage house where I can do transactions in all 50 states.
Wow.
In the last 60 days, I went out and I've hustled and got owners who are motivated to sell and put just under $60 million in contract.
Nice. Congratulations. So generally speaking, how is the acquisition market going right now? Are people actually buying and selling, or are we going to continue to be stuck with money on the sidelines for the rest of my career?
In fact, people are buying. It's harder to find deals. I think the home key money has sent a wrong message to the industry.
Right.
People don't realize that government.
Could you do us a favor and explain that to our listeners that may not understand that?
What happened is, home key wants to buy in certain markets because of the homeless that we have
here in California,
and it is the government's responsibility to put in the infrastructure.
Right.
So they would pay top dollars, and I mean, fortunately for brokers today and people who want to sell, thinking that home key paid $200,000 a key or $220,000. Why can't I get? Unfortunately, your property doesn't fall in that market where you can get that.
Right.
So you have to go with the normal buyer or seller. And maybe you would get lucky when Home Key has a program like that in your area.
if you're lucky, but
If you're
that's
lucky.
not going to happen. So, Vino, do you see a lot of transactions that you think are going to be happening in the future, even though no one can seem to find them? They all seem to be like behind closed doors kinds of deals.
Well, what has happened lately? We've seen a lot of REITs selling the portfolio,
Yeah.
and basically, what has happened is
Right.
certain brokers had enjoyed that wave, that nice wave, but I think that's coming to an end. So now we'll be dealing more with principal to principal, and brokers who have the relationship
Right.
will enjoy that. I myself, I'm not a transactional broker. I'm a relationship
You're a
based
relationship
broker.
broker. You always have
So,
been. That's why
yeah.
you've been successful for the past 30
And that's the
years.
reason
Yeah,
why
if I built my career on relationships, I'd be broke too.
Yeah, that makes at least two of us, brother. So okay, so let's add another layer to this. I mean, how easy is financing right now with these deals?
banks are still doing financing,
Right.
but the rates are getting higher. At the same time, the banks are very selective as to what kind of transaction they're going to finance.
Right.
If they have 10 applications on the table, they're going to cherry pick the nice brands,
Top
top
tier.
tiers,
Yeah.
and they're going to say no, the lower ones, the independent properties.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yep. Yeah.
or it's going to be harder to finance.
See, and I think that's the case in point right now with the boutique hotels. If you are having financing difficulties because one, your loan's coming due this year or next, in particular, soft branding helps out with that. And
Yes.
how would you tell the boutique owner, would you recommend a soft brand? You don't have to name one, but would you agree that should be something that they should be looking at right now if it's still going to be a long-term hold?
In fact, I think if the boutique holder has already been in business 2 or 3 years,
Right.
he or she probably has a track record, and if they can convince the lender
Yeah.
that, hey, you know what, by bringing in a soft brand, I might be hurting my bottom line. There's not always a soft brand would bring more to the bottom line, and
I'd
the
agree with that,
proper
yeah.
communication to
Right.
lenders does make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think with some of these lenders, it's almost a belt and suspenders scenario. It's like, okay, yeah, we want
Right.
to make hotel loans, but we want to make it to the top 3 brands. And yeah, you've had a boutique that's run really well and prior to the pandemic, but now it's not. So what are we going to do? And I just think there's some difficulty there. I mean, our friends over at Pacifica Hotels have soft branded a half dozen of their hotels over the past year.
Right.
And had phenomenal success with that. And they're our base camp
Yeah.
when we're in downtown LA, Glenn and I, the Wayfair just got turned into a tapestry.
Yeah, we might have accidentally known about that 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Just to add something to that, Craig, in fact, I think also if the borrowers can educate the lenders
Yeah.
that today with the OTAs like Booking.com,
Right.
Yeah.
Expedia, they bring in most of the business compared to the soft brands. So basically, if they can explain that and show the lender,
Mhm.
here's my historical
Right.
bookings, where it's been coming from, and
Yeah.
even though I don't have a soft brand, I still have the OTA.
Right. Well,
That'll bring the business.
if you could just come closer to the microphone, that'd be great as
Yeah.
well. But I think that you make a really good point there. But isn't Booking and Expedia at this point a soft brand in itself?
It is.
Yeah.
It has emerged in a soft brand itself, and I think at times in certain markets they do better than the brand itself.
yeah.
Well, they have the advertising budgets.
Yeah, they do,
They certainly do.
That's for sure.
which the brands don't have.
Yeah.
All right. No, and they can't. No matter what they do, they'll never be able to have that kind of a budget. So, wrapping up here, what type of advice do you have for people that are looking to buy a hotel right now?
What I would tell them is that when a broker presents a transaction to you, he or she would normally tell you, look at the star report.
Yeah.
This property is underperforming. When you look at the star report, compare apples to apples. Don't let the broker fool you
Right.
by showing you the top tier brands, RevPAR,
Right.
with a brand that will never probably achieve that RevPAR.
Right.
Right. Great piece of advice. I think sometimes we get so in the weeds we don't think to talk about the basics.
Yeah, I know your competitive set. Do your due diligence on the market. Understand it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And one thing I can share with the audience that's watching it, at any time, if you want to pick my brain, my number is 909-215-6447. I would never call up your broker and say, share the fee with me.
Right.
But I'll give you the honest answer.
Love it.
And you have to make the business decision.
There you
Beautiful. I love it. Vino,
Thank
thank you
you
so much for being here.
Thanks
you,
for
my
having
friend.
me on
Really
the show.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right. All right. So, Craig, that was really fun. So, what do you think? Take a little break and we'll come back with another guest?
Let's
All right.
take a break and we'll be back with either Bobby Singh out.
I know we're going.
Bobby Allen Singer,
We're gonna have some mayors on the show.
Yeah.
So stick around. We'll be back. Keep following us. We'll be back later. Thanks, guys. See you soon.